Tuesday night, the CIAU announced its 1997 major award winners, and here they are. Player of the Year, Alberta's Doug Bruce. Coach of the Year, Terry Daniluk, also from the U of A. Jean-Francois Mercier from Sherbrooke is the Rookie of the Year, and the TSN award goes to Mike Sieben, also of Alberta. This is an award that goes to a player that best exhibits outstanding achievement in 3 areas: volleyball, academics, and community involvement. Mike is completing his 3rd year in a PhD program specializing in fiber optics. His community involvement includes being a volunteer instructor for the YMCA, and he also volunteers with the Drug and Alcohol Awareness Program in Cold Lake, Alberta. The winner of the 1997 TSN Award, Alberta's Mike Sieben.
I guess I'd like to thank TSN for their choosing me for this award. It's a deep honor. Their coverage of volleyball here in Canada has been great over the last few years, and it's really helped promote the sport and make it become much more popular here in Canada. I'd also like to thank Telecommunications Research Labs, who've provided the laboratory facilities for me to do my PhD research. And I'd also like to thank my fiance back home, who's been a great amount of emotional support for me to excel in both academics and athletics. Thanks again, and good luck to all the teams here.
There he is on the floor, Mike Sieben, an outstanding student athlete, and one of the great things about the university program in this country is the fact that we have student athletes, people who are good in the classroom, they're good in the community, and they're terrific on the court. Speaking of terrific on the court, the man in the middle of this distinguished gathering was a great player and a terrific coach, Garth Pischke, University of Manitoba, now the head coach of the men's team. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
What impressions do you have of this tournament generally and this match in particular?
Well, it's a great match to watch. I think Alberta is totally dictating what's going on in the match from both offensively and defensively. They're doing an excellent job of serving the ball, and that's putting Dalhousie in trouble. Alberta's a great read blocking team. They will not commit in the middle unless they absolutely have to, and that's making it easy for them to get 2-man blocks and putting the pressure on the Dalhousie hitters. And secondly,
I was going to say, every once in a while they do commit with Martin, though. I mean, they look at him.
Well, they know that he's the main threat, and he's the guy that they have to go to. So certainly they got to get off the ground because he's up in the air. He's been tested, and he touches in the 360 range, and everybody knows that he can get off the ground.
You know, one of the things about Terry Martin is that he's been a very dominating player this season. He's been a very good player in this tournament, maybe the best player in the tournament. And he's playing reasonably well against perhaps the toughest team he's played in this tournament. I think Winnipeg gave them a good battle, but sometimes the best way to measure an athlete is the quality of the competition on the other side of the court, and this is a very good Alberta team that Martin and company are trying to handle tonight.
Terry's done a great job so far in this tournament and all year, and what I like about him is just the amount of improvement that he's shown over the last 12 months of his volleyball career, and I think that bodes well for his future and certainly is our future with the national team program.
2-0 Alberta here in set number 3. The Golden Bears have won the first 2 sets in this best-of-5 match.
Garth, I have to ask you, with Terry touching 11 feet 10 inches, how high did you used to touch?
Well, I'm not sure we have anything really official. I think it was somewhere around 11-11 was one of the things that we did have down on paper. But
11-11, you never quite made the 12 feet.
I never did. There's been lots of rumors going around about some of the things that I used to do, but I think that's the only official one we have on paper.
I thought I'd better ask that. You've got a lot of your players playing in Europe. That seems to be your strategy. Tell me a little bit about that, and how do you see that helping us?
Well, there's 2 things that it's going to help us with. Certainly the players have the opportunity to go over to Europe, make some money, and start feeling real good about their volleyball careers, but they're getting exceptional competition over there, and by them being over there getting that competition and earning that money, it means that we don't have to use up valuable resources for that here in Canada, and we can use it in the summer months when they're available to go out and play against the top teams in the world, which is what we have to do to be one of the best teams in the world.
Let's talk about the national program centering in Winnipeg, both men's and women's volleyball. I know that pleases you because you don't have to move anywhere. What positives do you see in it? What concerns, if any, do you have? And perhaps we could talk a little bit about the fact that the Pan American Games are coming up in Winnipeg in 1999, and volleyball will be a centerpiece sport, and so you've got 2 years to build a little profile, both for the game and for the games, in a very strong volleyball market in Manitoba.
I see tons of positive aspects of the team moving to Winnipeg, and the most important thing is the community is very strongly behind bringing both the men's and the national teams, men's and women's national teams to Winnipeg. We have a fantastic host organizing committee that's made up of some real big players in the city of Winnipeg, and they've been banging on my door and phoning me quite frequently to get things started, and they've done a lot in the corporate community to give both myself and Doug Reimer the resources that we're going to need to put the best volleyball product on the floor.
I want to ask a question, Peter. What do you think of this Chad Attell and how well he's playing tonight?
Well, Chad's a competitor, and as are all of the University of Alberta players. He's doing a great job. He's showing a lot of composure out there, and he's just another one of the many weapons that this Alberta team has, and that Doug Bruce has the availability to go to.
Greg Ryan from the University of Calgary, I think, will take the national team or the university team to Sicily this summer to play in the Universiad in Italy and in Sicily. What are you going to be looking for from that program, from the point of view of the national team generally, and what athletes do you see out here that might make a contribution to that team?
Well, we're going to run generally 3 programs this summer, which includes a national junior team that's going to go to the World Junior Championships, the FISU Games team, and our Senior A team. So there'll be an overlap between all 3 programs where we'll have some players playing, training with us over the summer and then filter down to those 2 programs. I think we've got some excellent athletes to choose from here for the FISU Games team, and it should be a very strong team.
Garth, that looked like the first carry ball we've had on service reception in the tournament. So they actually do call carries.
Really quickly, Garth, what about the World League? Can Canada get back into that league?
Canada is, that's one of our major goals, is to get back in the World League in 1998, and the International Volleyball Federation has earmarked Canada as one of the teams that they want back into the league. We feel that we have the resources now to get into it and do a great job, and certainly it's in the best interest of the men's volleyball program to do that, because we have to play against those top teams in the world if we want to be able to compete with them. What
would it mean to the players who are playing in Europe now? Would some of them stay home, or would they be able to play in Europe and then play that league in the summertime?
They would continue playing with their pro teams in the winter time. They'd come back, play with us in the World League. It would be great exposure for them to play in that World League and possibly move up to the highest possible leagues, professional leagues in Europe, which is obviously Italy. And if we get 2 or 3 players playing in Italy, then we're going to be regarded as one of the top teams in the world.
Okay, that ball is just hitting the antenna, so it looks like Alberta gets to 5 first.
We thank Garth Pischke for being with us and wish you the best of luck with the men's national team program in Winnipeg. And we'll have more volleyball action from Calgary for you in just a moment. What a class act Garth Pischke is. The men's national team program's in terrific shape with him in charge. And he, you know, when he was just talking about Doug Bruce and how well he's played. Vic, you had a chance to talk to Garth about that during the break, and he made some really good points about the Alberta setter.
When he likes his deception, and of course that's an important thing. But even more important for a setter, and this is one that we don't see, or we don't always know about, it's your shot selection. Who are you going to go to, and when are you going to go to? Now that's when you go to world class. When you've got the deception, but now you know why you're going to go to certain people at certain times. So when Garth is impressed with that, that's the subtle part that makes a great setter.
Peter Exall is out. David Cox, first-year art student from Unionville, Ontario, wears number 4 for Dalhousie, and he's on the floor. Mike Sieben gives Alberta a 7-2 advantage here in the 3rd set. And the Golden Bears won the first 2 by 15-10 and 15-7.
Well, Al Scott calls him our Friday night man. He says he's got intensity, desire to win, and he can come in and change the game around as a setter. Nice to have a setter like that to come off the bench.
Nice to have people in the front row that time, like Richard Schick, who got the job done. He's been a really effective performer for Alberta in this match.
Well, Richard's one of those guys, again, that's been a college transfer, so he's a good experience. Villeneuve takes it across to Bruce, and that was a good play. Now, one of the things that when you start hitting balls into zone 1, as Villeneuve did there, your setter has got to be a great digger. Scott Koski, who was the setter for University of Manitoba, was also their #1 digger. Remember Scott Koski?
Very well.
He's still a guy that that Garth's thinking, of as a setter on the national team. He was telling me that. Villeneuve goes across. Now, take a look at that. Bruce makes the dig. Schick now goes. Does he get a touch or not? No touch.
Point to Dalhousie. 7-3 Alberta.
But you got to like that, Peter, that Doug Bruce got across and made the exceptional save.
Eric Villeneuve to serve. Nice set once again, set up perfectly for Mike Sieben.
Sieben, notice how he cut it back and he put it into zone 1. People, young players out there, if they don't realize that hitting the ball into zone 1 can become your #1 weapon. Martin gets blocked, but it's recovered. Right, dig in the back row. And Hatella. Mellon thinking he's going to get through out of the back row. That ball is on the line.
Beautiful set, and Clint Millard hammered a winner. 8-3 Golden Bears. Good volleyball by the Bears.
Dalhousie, see Alberta with the big blocks. That's of course a big thing. But Alberta with 43 kills. I mean, that's pretty well the story of the game. And it's Hatella that's been that story on those kills. But the quiet giant, Grappentine, putting it away.
You talk about kills, though, but what about Alberta's defense? I think we saw it on the last point there a couple of minutes ago where they played so well. They dug the ball effectively out of the in the backcourt. And again, good defense is really key. It's not just how hard you hammer the ball and how many times for winners.
Well, Terry Martin, the young fella, he goes cross court, but he's just getting it out of bounds.
10-3 Alberta leads, 5 points from the second national championship for the school. We'll be back.
The 4 is low and inside. Line guys release because they've tipped the last 4 or 5 times on bad sets, eh? So nothing drops on us off speed now. Nothing drops off speed.
It's one of the things that a lot of coaches got to be thinking about what Terry's saying. There will be no half speeds that are going to drop to the floor. He says, what's happened, Dalhousie, on the bad set have gone to the tip shot the last few times. That will not get through. Terry Martin coming back and putting it to the floor.
No surrender in Terry Martin. Keeps playing hard. Side out Dalhousie. And it's Jamie Mallon to serve.
Mallon very close to that sideline.
Here's Derek Nickel coming back in, his 3rd appearance in the match. Brad Funk comes out for Alberta. Sorry, make that Murray Grappentine.
Nickel says what he brings to the game is passing, defense, and intensity. And Terry Martin going high, deep, and there's no touch. It's out of bounds.
Gosh, I thought Nickel had gotten a finger on that one, but the officials say otherwise. 11-3 Alberta, 4 points away from a national championship.
That ball is deep. You know, one of the players said to me, he said, we've got great unity, great cohesion. And he said, we also have the best athletic trainer in the CIU, Krista Carlisle, who, by the way, is a massage therapist, an athletic trainer, and also a bull rider. Gord Bocott is another assistant coach over there, along with Dale Johns. There's a quick one in the middle! Whoa, Clint Millard giving... What Alberta's got is they've got 5 guys they can go to. We got a timeout, and Millard comes through. And Dalhousie doesn't have 5 guys they can go to. So what's Al Scott going to talk to him about?
Heads up. Let's go, the boys, and if we're going up, let's go.
Guys, we're gonna have to start committing a little bit on good passes. Guys, we're gonna commit a little bit more on perfect passes. We'll be more one-on-one on the outside, but we gotta try something here, okay? Come on, gang.
Boss, it's not over, boys. We're not over yet.
Johnny.
Give him our best here. Give him our best.
Al Scott, I think, has run out of miracles here. I'm not sure that he knows what to try next. His team is perhaps a little bit overmatched here against Alberta, and I don't think they're happy just to be in the final for the first time in the school's history. I think they came in here and wanted to put on a really good show, and maybe the best thing you can say about Dalhousie is that's a real powerhouse on the other side of the net.
Well, it's an exceptional team. Alberta is exceptional. One of the things Al Scott said, he said, we've got to try something different. Therefore, I want the middle blockers to commit. That means they're going to go right after Grappentine. They're going to go right after, well, whoever else is hitting the middle right now.
Inside, outside.
And there's a little combination, and Attila puts it away again. So he said, there might be a few one-on-ones on the outside, but we've got to try something different. And maybe we better commit.
2 points away from a national championship. Mike Sieben served for Alberta, and there is Terry Martin. A little more balance, a little more experience. The Alberta team averages 6'4", average is 24 years of age. The Dalhousie team a little bit younger, not quite as big. Key factors in this match.
So if it's a good pass, they're going to commit in the middle. And Sieben out of the back row to put it away.
It'll be side out Golden Bears. They need 2 points for a national championship. How sweet this would be for Doug Bruce, a fifth-year player, and Mike Sieben.
Doug Bruce is in the front row right now, which means he's only got 2 hitters. He's going up by himself. They got the one-on-one. Clint Millard went up in the middle, so.
And Richard Schick, another fifth-year player. And Chad Hatala, another fifth-year player. So 3 guys for Alberta in their final collegiate volleyball match, looking for a national championship. Only the second in Alberta's long and proud history in volleyball. But Dalhousie has not yet surrendered. 13-4. Tigers with the last couple of points.
Richard Schick took a year out of volleyball to play pro soccer in Europe. You got to talk about a versatile athlete. Now there is the cut shot. This time that Clint Millard was looking for last time. Grappentine coming back into the game now. Derek Nickel out. He's done his job, played the defense, and did the passing. Nice combination. Villeneuve putting it through. Said he'd like to go and play professional volleyball in France.
This is also his last collegiate volleyball match for Villeneuve, for Jamie Mallon. But there's a lot of players coming back, including the much oft-mentioned Terry Martin. So it's not like Al Scott can't challenge once again last year, and he's got some young people that he has brought along a little bit this year. They haven't seen a lot of playing time in the playoffs and here at the Nationals, but they're ready to step up next year and contribute to the Dalhousie tradition, which is in itself one of the best volleyball schools in Canada.
Well, Villeneuve is Villeneuve's not prepared to give up here. But he's in the back row now. Martin in the front row.
Tight!
And we got a net violation on Schick.
So a point to Dalhousie, 13-5 Alberta. Reminiscent of the first set when the Golden Bears had a little trouble nailing down the last couple of points. But they've got the side out they need now. They need 2 points for a championship. And they send Richard Schick back to serve.
He's taking a deep breath. He's looking over to see where the serve is to go. He's indicating he wants to go to serve 1. He wasn't quite ready, so he let it drop. Well, he didn't serve to serve zone 1. He put it right into 6. And that's not what he wanted to do. Gord Bocat said serve deep to zone 1. So it might be 2 points away here, but Dalhousie's not prepared to give them to him. Richard Schick has got to be thanked for that great pass.
And he took advantage of Terry Martin, who was the lone blocker that got up in the air and tried to knock the ball back into the Alberta court. Couldn't do it. Side out Golden Bears. Grappentine to serve for Alberta.
Wait.
Now they're a point away. It's 14-5 Alberta. Last time they won the national championship, Terry Daniluk was the setter. The year was 1981. Grappentine to serve for the championship.
That pass. Trepanier. Now, that's good presence of mind, because the last one, I mean, he blew it. And there he was on the line, and he put it in. He's from, from the Ottawa area? Now, Scott has had a pipeline into Ottawa. There's a combination! Sieben putting it away, ran the X, and to the floor.
So Sieben gets the winner to get a side out for the Golden Bears, and Sieben will serve for the championship. 14-5 Alberta.
Well,
and again they are denied.
Well, Gord Bocott had signaled to him, stay on the floor. I looked over at the signal and served to zone 1. Well, he didn't. He stayed on the floor, but not to zone 1.
Peter Exall to serve for the Tigers. There's Clint Millard. Boy, the veteran players on this team have really stepped up. Doug Bruce, 5th year. Clint Millard, 4th year. Mike Sieben, 5th year. Chad Atala, 5th year. Richard Schick, 5th year. Here we go again for the title.
And it's dug up. And it's a quick one, and it's cut back by Open. And he's been able to cut to the left and cut to the right. And in this case, he went deep into zone 1.
Jason Trepanier to serve for Dalhousie. 14-5 Alberta.
There's a quick one in the middle, and Clint Millard. I tell you, this young man, up to this point, has only been average in this tournament. But isn't that great when you got so many people you can set?
Millard to serve for the title.
And Eric Villeneuve said, not yet, no thank you, side out. Doug Bruce taking a look, setting up his signals.
John Hoban now for Dalhousie. 14-5 Golden Bears.
And Bruce decided to put it over first time himself.
3 times in a row now. We've got Alberta players making a play at the net and then going back to serve. Can Doug Bruce get the job done this time? He's the CIU Player of the Year. He's serving for the title.
Well, he made a great serve and did put him in trouble, but not enough trouble. So it was a great serve. Gord Bocott, who's the assistant coach, is sending in the signals, and he's getting a little tense there. Eric Villeneuve, he's looking over for his signal. Oh, good pass. And there's the step around. Schick putting it down.
Richard Schick becomes the 4th Golden Bear in succession to make the offensive play at the net and then have a chance to serve for the title. Richard Schick.
And Richard Schick almost stuck it up in the back row. Terry Martin. Now, again, the young fellow. Remember, he'd been set up to this match. He'd been set 97 times in the tournament. And I said to Al Scott, how's his cardiovascular? He said, it's pretty good. Chad Hatella is rejected. And little Peter Exall is over there along with Terry Martin. Chad Hatella has not been stopped very often. 6-14.
Wait.
And Chad Hatella almost rejected. Out to the outside, Hatella this time decides to put it through, and the ball's out of bounds. 7-14, Peter.
2,027, the official attendance here in Jack Simpson Gym. They are enjoying the finish to this one. A nerve-wracking third set for Terry Daniluk and all the players on the Golden Bear bench. And they get a break when the serve goes long, so 14-7. Now it's Murray Grappentine that gets to serve for the title.
Well, Terry Daniluk had just called Scott Emsley. He was going to put him in and sub him in. But he said, no, we're going to stay with this. And it is down. Whoa! That is unbelievable. That ball is so high, and it's to the floor. Oh no, he's not the least bit excited.
Martin serves for Dalhousie.
Saban gets blocked. The ball touches the net on the outside. Dalhousie with 8 now. Martin in the back row. He's serving gently.
It was 13-2 for Alberta at one point. It's now 14-8 Alberta.
And there's the guy, Clint Millard. It's going to be difficult to say who's going to be the hero of this game. Who's the player of the game for Alberta. Chad Attella's been playing well, but Clint Millard has been coming through right when he needs to.
Adrian Fairley comes in to serve for Mike Sieben, who takes a seat on the bench. He'll watch to see if Fairley can get the job done here.
He does! He gets an ace!
Alberta Golden Bears with their coach in the middle. Last time this team won a national championship was 1981. It's the only other one the school has won in this sport. Terry Daniluk was an All-Canadian, the Player of the Year, and the center on the team. And now he stands proudly in the middle of a Golden Bear lineup that has won the school's second national championship, 15-10, 15-7, 15-8. And when we come back to the Jack Simpson Gym at the University of Calgary, we'll hear from the coach of the champion Golden Bears. Time now for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by CSA.
Well, the main thing is, it's the use of the middle. You're going to see here how effectively the University of Alberta turned it in the middle. Watch Grappentine put it deep in his own one. That was the turning point as they went ahead, 2-0.
A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of CSA, helping to make products safer for people. 15-10, 15-7, 15-8, Alberta over a strong Dalhousie team. The winning coach is with Lisa Bowes. Lisa?
Thank you very much, Peter. Well, Terry, you won a national title as a player 16 years ago. Now you've won one as a coach. Can you compare the feelings for us?
It's a different feeling. I'm not sweating as much as last time. That's the first thing I remember. But I'm very happy. I'm very proud of this team. We started this season with a lot of question marks. We lost 3 starters, and a fourth of our players got injured at the National B Team camp. We had no idea how things were going to go, and the group of players we brought in this year were excellent. We added some youth, we added some older players who had played and won in college, and the team gelled almost from the first time we played, and I give them a lot of credit. I'm really happy. I don't have a lot of words other than that right now.
Was there motivation in the fact that you were here last year, runner-up? Was that a motivating factor the whole year?
I think it was a huge motivating factor for at least part of the team. For myself, this year, I mean, it was a great opportunity to be here last year, and I think you need to learn to win, and we learned to get by the semis for 2 years, and this year we came in with the experience in this match we wanted, and it was great.
Thanks very much, Terry. Go enjoy the win with the rest of your team.
Thanks.
Terry Daniluk, the winning coach of the University of Alberta Golden Bears. They win their first national title in 16 years. We'll be back to Calgary in a moment.
The 1997 CIAU Men's Volleyball Championship is brought to you by Chevrolet. Tried, tested, and true. and by Labatt Blue, true Canadian lager.
The University of Alberta Golden Bears were ranked #1 coming into this tournament, and they have parlayed it into a national title, their first in 16 years. Doug Bruce joins me now. You are Player of the Year this year in the CIAU, and you told me it would mean nothing unless you capped it off with a national title.
That's right. I mean, going out, we've been playing well all year. We knew we deserved to be here. It was just a matter of showing what we practiced all year and executing it in the final game.
How special is this for you? Because you know there was no coming back. This was your 5th year.
Oh, it's amazing. I think I'm so proud to be part of this organization, first of all, and for guys like Mike, myself, and Chad. I mean, it's amazing to be so close last year and to do it this year. It's incredible.
You told me before the game the keys to this one were take Terry Martin to the outside and keep them off their passing game. You did that.
Yeah, I thought we served really aggressively. We put them in a lot of trouble. I mean, Rich blocked extremely well against Terry, and I mean, Terry had his fill of great hits. I mean, he's an amazing player. You can't hold him down totally. So, I mean, we managed to soft block him quite a bit and take it from there.
And we never really talk about defense, do we? But really, you guys are probably one of the best now.
Well, it's like I said, if we put up a stable block, it's really easy to play our defense around it. If you know, I thought Murray and Clint did an outstanding job blocking, and it's really easy to block or to play D around that.
How about the University of Alberta? You guys going to enjoy this one, I'm sure, because it has been so long.
Oh, it's yeah, 16 or 17 years, and it's. I'm going to enjoy it for quite a while, I think, yeah.
All right, enjoy the travel back up Highway 2 to Edmonton. Thanks,
right,
Doug.
Thanks very much.
Doug Bruce, Player of the Year, and now, well, he has a national title under his belt. The University of Alberta Golden Bears defeat Dalhousie Tigers 3 straight and take home the national title. For all of us here, I'm Lisa Bose. Thanks very much for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.